amenant maintenant vers l'arène Altin Zogaj.
Oj Kosovo pjeplirije, dokučnije i bajra, uçekeja paska hije, raple po televiđa, polju stojnje te Kosovës, prej Drenicën Malçakovës, polju stojnje te Kosovës, prej Drenicën Malçakovës, për atë dhe lok jam kale, për flamurin kuqezi, jam ushtanë uçeke, o ti sjell për pjepliri. Prespas prezin e këto votra jam I lasha vetë Europa. Prespas prezin e këto votra jam I lasha vetë Europa.
Faites du bruit pour Mehmet Unal.
Düşmez kalkmaz bir Allah, aklımı sen koru ya Rab. Hep dolu gezdim mahallemde sorma, geçecek bir gün elbet bu yaşlar. Sen bize sabır ver Allah, hepsinin abisi mafya. Geçeriz bir gün elbet bu candan, vallahi taş taş üstünde kalmaz. Madem öyle çekinme söyle, sen anlamasan da bu bizde böyle. Gözüm korkmaz gördüğümden, oğlum yürüyorum her zaman aynı yönde. Devam. Dur ne zannettin seni ben değil, Allah affetsin mal. Tamam sensin özelsin, zora gelmeyen kendine gelsin. Vay seni lale, lale, düştün ne hale, hale. Başa bin bela geldi, geldin sen gelmedin hale. İki takılalım bela, neden olmasın ki fena. İki takıldık fena, geldi buldu bizi bela. Düşmez kalkmaz bir Allah, aklımı sen koru ya Rab.
Mesdames, Messieurs, Eye of the Tiger et Riyadh Season présente la grande finale de la soirée 10 rounds de boxe pour les championnats WBC et vacants WBA continental des mi-lourds. Ladies and gentlemen, Eye of the Tiger and Riyadh Season proudly present the main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing for the WBC and vacant WBA Continental Light Heavyweight Championships. Ce combat est sanctionné par la Régie des alcools, des courses et des jeux sous la supervision de M. Jean Gauthier. Superviseur WBC, WBC Supervisor from Mexico, Mr. Esteban Ruesga. WBA Supervisor, Superviseur WBA from Panama, Mr. Julio Time. Les juges pour ce combat de championnat, judges for this championship bout. From Canada, Mr. Guy Girard. From the United States, Mr. Michael Ross. And from the United States, Mr. Corey Santos. Médecin traitant, doctor at ringside, Dr. Martin Grant et Dr. Normand Lavoie. L'arbitre, your referee. From Canada, Mr. Steve Saint-Germain. Tout d'abord, dans le coin bleu, s'affiche 17 victoires, aucune défaite, 9 victoires acquises par KO. De Stuttgart, Allemagne, pesant 175 livres. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, professional record, 17 wins, no defeats. 9 wins coming by way of knockout from Stuttgart, Germany, weighing in at the light heavyweight limit, 175 pounds, Altin Zogaj. Et son adversaire dans le coin rouge, fiche professionnelle, lui aussi absolument parfaite. 14 victoires, aucune défaite, 12 victoires acquises par KO. De Montréal et pesant 174,7 livres. Introducing the opponent, fighting out of the red corner, professional record also unblemished. 14 wins, no defeats, 12 wins coming by way of knockout. From Montreal, Quebec, weighing 174.7 pounds. Il est le champion WBC continental des mi-lourds. He is the reigning and defending WBC Continental Light Heavyweight Champion, Mehmet Unal.
Boxer, Top of the belt is going to be good. Here, the full belt I'm going to be accepting. You both receive my command in locker room. Protect yourself at all time. Listen to my command at all time. Touch gloves. Good luck, both of you.
And we take a look at the tail of the tape for this light heavyweight main event. 33 years old for Mehmet Unal, 32 for Altin Zogaj. The rare height disadvantage for Mehmet Unal. And yes, Altin Zogaj is every bit of 6'2". He believes in his size and his length and his strength and his ability to be the guy that fulfills Mehmet Unal's dream and forces Mehmet Unal to have to box for not just 1 or 2 or 3 rounds, but for 5 or 6 or 7 rounds.
Extremely confident all week. Again, Morgan, I said at the top of the broadcast, the first time Unal faces an undefeated opponent in his entire career. He has 2 consecutive first-round knockout wins against guys who are supposed to be durable. But in this case with Zogaj, he seems to be extremely confident this week.
Now here's Unal, again, on the one hand telling us it's his dream to see a guy force him to box late into the fight. But on the other hand, coming straight out and letting both hands go to the body. But there's that jab that Altin Zogaj told us he was going to use to sort of tame Mehmet Unal and force Mehmet Unal to fight at a pace and a distance that Mehmet Unal is not comfortable with.
Zogaj definitely wants to take this into the second half of the fight. Win a decision. He has 10-round experience. It's a very small ring. These are big men. Unal takes a few steps and he's right there in front. His power is serious.
Thunderous right hand to the body. And some surprising defensive awareness there from Mehmet Unal. Usually you see him walk through punches just to land his own, but you saw him keep his hands up, block punches on both sides. And it sort of underscores what Unal's been saying all week, is that he works in the gym, makes his improvements in the gym, doesn't try to improve on fight night, and fight night is just when he displays the ways he's improved. As he lands that left hook, takes a jab, but then bangs Altin Zogaj with another right hand to the body. This is Altin Zogaj, Matt, right back on that jab. Again, this is the punch that he told us he was going to land repeatedly tonight. He said this was one of the keys, along with his chin and his heart.
He's having a good first round.
Yes.
Oh, this is borderline behind the head.
Yes, but that is a pattern in these Mehmet Unal fights. Someone's having a good first round, and then he comes right over the top with that right hand, and things change.
And now it's like Street Fighter vibes almost, where technically definitely not the most sound, but he's so powerful.
Yeah, there's just a raw strength that Mehmet Unal has that you can't even necessarily develop in a weight room, but he's starting to impose it on Altin Zogaj right now.
Big left hook to the body.
Thunderous left hook to the body, Matt. Now he tries to bring it upstairs. And you can see the frustration now on Altin Zogaj's face as another big left hook lands from Mehmet Unal. Zogaj is back on that jab. Disrupts Unal's timing there. But this already doesn't look like a fight that's trending towards 10 rounds.
Zogaj started well, but that onslaught from Unal late in the round, all he wanted for him.
Anfang mit der Aktion reinschlagen, der Jab, okay? Und nachher Jab, linke Hacke, rechte gerade, aber nicht stehen bleiben. Nachher bewegt deinen Oberkörper, okay? Mehr Jab schlagen. Wichtig ist, Körper kommt dann die Aktion, okay? Take your time, Mehmet. Good defense and take your time. And good punch, good selection of punch. Okay, he have his hand very high. Make sure that you touch first and then you punch right, okay? Breathe, breathe, breathe. Good defense, good technique.
As we begin round 2 of this WBC Continental America's light heavyweight title fight, you saw between rounds, Matt, both these guys breathing kind of heavily, which I think is less a commentary on their level of conditioning and more a commentary just on the raw intensity of that first round.
Absolutely. No matter what with Unal, it seems that at some point in time you have to be alert because just the power makes it exhausting mentally, not just physically.
Yeah. what we're seeing too are two of the more intriguing characters. Like, you got to see some of Mehmet Unal's natural sense of humor. And Altin Zogaj, in addition to being a boxer, a self-promoted boxer, a self-managed boxer, is a voracious content creator. Even on his LinkedIn page, one of his jobs is listed as TikTok creator. And he has a cameraman following him around. Every time I've interviewed him this week, the cameraman has also been recording us as Mehmet Unal bangs downstairs with that left hook. And then comes over the top with that right hand. And another right hand to Zogaj's chin. Seems to not stagger Zogaj, but freeze him for a second.
Zogaj cannot be fighting a close distance fight against Unal. He has to be able to use his jab a little bit more.
Yes, and this is the dilemma that anyone facing someone as powerful as Mehmet Unal faces, as Unal digs that left hand to the body one more time, is that you can't afford to take too many punches for too long. Even if you can take the first 2 or 3 or 4, you don't want to take 20 or 25. And you have to be more or less perfect the whole night, whereas Mehmet Unal only have to be perfect once or twice around to really put some pain on him. Again, that left hook to the body. That's been the theme across fights tonight, man.
Unal, despite not having above average hand speed, except for it with
raw physical strength,
of course,
heavy hands.
He also seems to be able to take a good punch.
And a willingness to take punches.
Yes, absolutely. Digging that left hook to the body.
He doesn't mind taking punches as the price for getting his offense off.
It's been a good round for action here in the second.
Been a good round for action, but also it's already becoming clear, Matt, is just the difference in leverage on the punches between the two guys.
So Zogaj's been able to do something that the last 2 opponents of Unal have not been able to do, which is go past the first round, and he just has to kind of weather this early storm and see if Unal can still pack the same punches in the second half. It'll be easier said than done.
And again, possibly make Mehmet Unal's dream come true. Oh, quick right hand over the top from Altin Zogaj, but that just the relentless pressure from Mehmet Unal, and something is going to have to give between these two.
The Mizo Jeu Plus app. For real fans, by real fans. With local bets that have Quebec fired up. No matter the sport, no matter the team, it's all in play here.
Right. But you need like 2, 3, 4 punch to the body and surprise with the right. But work him to the body. You don't like that. Every time you catch him to the body, it's like, okay? Take your time. And good defense and work good. He's not ready for the big punch. I will tell you when he's ready, okay? Just box him. Take energy from him. Come on, man.
And round 4 begins between Mehmet Unal and Altin Zogaj, and if this fight goes to a 4th round, and you have to issue these warnings at the beginning of every round, it'll be interesting to see Altin Zogaj's demeanor. We saw Mehmet Unal breathing pretty heavily between rounds, and again, that's more a testament to the intensity and the pace of this fight. I'm wondering if it's wearing on Altin Zogaj as well. Mehmet Unal lands a big left hook to the body, one of the punches that Mark Ramsey has been asking.
Altin Zogaj's been digging his shots as well, but he's not known for his power. 9 knockout wins and 17 career wins, and he's finding the mark though against Unal, who at times Mark Ramsey said, be defensive-minded, don't force the punch just yet. He's not ready for the big punch yet, and he's not ready to be knocked out.
Even in many of these Mehmet Unal knockout victories, he's on a 4-fight knockout. He's the only person to take the distance was Facundo Nicolas Govar 2 years ago. Facundo Nicolas Govar takes everyone the distance. But even in some of these, like in his fight a few fights ago against El Olímpico, Ezequiel Madera was touching him, and then Unal just blasted him out of here. But now you see Altin Zogaj, again, can't match Unal's punching power. Physical strength is something different, and he has plenty of that. And he's just forcing Unal to work now. He's forcing Unal to back up, which we don't see very often.
Great point, Morgan. And let's see, most fighters like Unal prefer backing their opponent up to carry that power. Gotta give credit on it. So guy's taking a lot of hard shots here to kind of force his way in.
Yes, but it also brings to mind something Altin Zogaj has been telling us all week, is that back in Germany, he has spent a lot of time and continues to spend time sparring with Oslais Iglesias, who we all know is probably the hardest hitter in the 168-pound division. What he keeps saying to us is, if I can take Oslais Iglesias' punch, I can take anybody's punch, so I'm not worried about Mehmet Unal's power. So we'll see how that plays out in a real boxing match versus sparring, but he is very confident in his ability to withstand Mehmet Unal's power.
It's a big round by Zogaj to continue pressing forward, taking some hard shots, but delivering some good shots of his own as well.
Yeah, Unal is still landing. I'm still not quite sure who's winning this round.
Zogaj is doing a little bit better here.
I think so, but Unal is just landing. He lands with so much more authority. But to your point, look at that. He lands that right hand. Unal takes a step back. Even as Unal winds up to land that left hook, he's still taking punches. You're correct.
I think strategically pressing and backing Unal up is the strategy instead of backing up to the ropes.
There's that overhand right again from Unal. And with late salvo maybe salvages the round. We'll see. That will, when we go back and look at the scorecard, that one's going to be very interesting.
Deep breath. You're winning a round. You do not bad, but you don't listen to me. Take your time. This is long fight, okay? This is maybe 10-round fight. You need to relax, okay? You jab, you find good defense, and work this guy here. Now we do like 50-50. I need 75% body. When he's gonna be broke, I will tell you, go to the head, okay? He's not ready yet. Take your time. Breathe.
Okay, stuur per kopje machen. Zweite Etappe, du musst führen. Okay, okay. Komm, du musst führen die zweite Etappe.
And referee Steve Sagerman signals a start to round 4 in a fight that's quickly shaping up, Matt, as a battle of attrition. You have two guys who are in great shape but are throwing big punches and breathing heavily as Mehmet Unal lets go to the body, lands one upstairs, and a beautiful roundhouse right to the jaw from Altin Zogaj.
I think Altin Zogaj is in tremendous shape. We're starting to see why he was this confident. Weathered, especially that first round and a little bit of the second round, some massive power shots. He's getting a little bit more used to now the power of Unal. He has to, of course, be cautious because we've seen Unal come out at times with a roundhouse right hand that ends the night for everyone. But right now, the strategy of pushing him back is paying dividends, in my opinion.
Well, one of the questions I had going into this fight, it's a question I have going to every Mehmet Unal fight, is what if this is the time that his pressure does not burst the pipe and he has to think of something else to do to get his offense off or to keep himself in this fight. And so now we're starting to see him fight going backwards, and he's landing these punches, but Altin Zogaj is taking them very well. There's that quick uppercut on the inside from Altin Zogaj. Huge left hook to the body from Mehmet Unal. Finishes that sequence with a straight right hand.
See, even Unal now was able to back Zogaj up just because even though Zogaj was trying effectively to back Unal up, Unal was too powerful, and now he's back into his more favored position, which is backing the guy up.
Right, and that's what's intriguing about this fight, is you have two guys, different skill sets, but the same goal, which is to make the other guy go backwards. Overhand right from Mehmet Unal lands clean. But again, credit to Altin Zogaj. It appears he was not exaggerating when he told us about his ability to take a punch.
No, but he needs to start landing a little bit more here as well, because Unal is doing much better this fourth round of fighting backwards.
Yeah, you can see Unal, if he's not learning on the fly again, because he is adamant that he doesn't learn anything on fight night. He's made all the improvements in the gym, but this might be one of these things he's been working on. Is this ability to fight going in different directions instead of always being this forward gear pressure fighter, as Zogaj lands crisp left hook a few minutes ago and lands another one. You see them leaning on each other, man, almost holding each other up. This fight is being contested at an outrageous pace. And now it's a question, I think one of the questions as we head into round 4 and 5 and 6 is which of these guys gasses out first, or which guy manages to not gas out.
Excellent round for Unal here in the 4th.
Ja, vai Subaru. Wenn du lässt das. Wenn lieber kommt, Luken, direkt reinschlagen.
So Unal, in the 4th round, knew that Zogaj was going to try to back him up. He did so more effectively in the 3rd, but in this one, he was just landing way more power shots and turned the tide a little bit of Zogaj. Zogaj might have to go back to the jab or something.
Yeah, the final 10 seconds of that round sort of summarized the round. And then Zogaj landed that jab, it was clean. And Unal answered with an overhand right that was also clean. But if you're scoring one landed punch versus one landed punch, you have to credit the punch that landed harder, and that was Mehmet Unal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Round 5 here between Mehmet Unal and Altin Zogaj. Mehmet Unal, at least for now, seems to have found his second win. Starts this round on the front foot, letting both hands go, forcing Altin Zogaj to step back a little bit.
It's the first time since the aforementioned Galovar that a Mehmet Unal opponent has seen the 5th round. It was 5 consecutive fights that did not happen. And Zogaj is taking some shots tonight.
Yeah, and Unal is fighting like he's aware of the fact that Zogaj is about to break some type of unofficial record, and he's fighting like he wants to get him out of there now. But to your point, Zogaj is taking these punches well. They trade right hands, and obviously Mehmet Unal's lands with more impact. And he gets a lot more leverage on his punches, but Altin Zogaj is still landing.
Morgan, I've had the privilege of seeing Mehmet Unal train up close several times. And I swear, when I'm in the gym and I see him around, like, there's no way this is a world ranked light heavyweight. But you get to the ring and the pro scene, and there's just his strength, his power, and his will. It's just impressive.
You saw him there land a quick left hook on the inside. Sort of a signal to Altin Zogaj that that's not quite where he wants to be. Another left hook to the body. Altin Zogaj continues to move forward behind that jab, behind that straight right hand. Lands that lead left hook on the way in. And Mehmet Unal answers with an effective right cross. Overhand right left hook from Zogaj, and for this phase of this fight, it's working for Zogaj. The idea that he needs to stay inside to move Mehmet Unal backwards. I wonder how sustainable this is.
This is where Zogaj, though, thought his conditioning and his experience going 10 rounds would start to play a factor.
Right. It's also pretty impressive from Zogaj, again, to come in here with a couple of different game plans that he can employ in different situations. There's now fighting off the back foot, still landing punches, but not at all like he was in the previous round. 1-1-2 from Unal. Clips Altin Zogaj, another roundhouse right from Unal. Clearly gets Altin Zogaj's attention.
Guys handling some good hooks in this round.
Come on, Mehmet. Doesn't like it.
One more overhand right from Mehmet Unal to punctuate that round. Another difficult one to score.
In the 5th round, compared to the 4th, where Unal was, I think, dominating with the power shots, he wasn't as accurate in this round. He did land, of course, some right hands, as has been the case, but Zogaj early on and then mid-round, successful with the hook. We have a good fight on our hands. Some rounds a little bit what I would call swing rounds, and then some rounds that have been very, very clear in Unal's favor.
Yeah, it's an evenly matched, well-weighted fight, and the sort of the defining characteristic of this fight is that neither guy is able to seize the initiative and press the advantage for too long, because always after about 30 seconds, the other guy finds an answer, finds a way to blunt the other person's momentum, and carry on from there. You know, the question from here on out is, can one of these guys find a way to string those moments together instead of trading the initiative back and forth? And there's Zogaj back on the jab. We hadn't seen that in a couple of rounds.
He was having that tight guard. Forgot his mouthpiece. Oh, just realizing he never came out the round with his mouthpiece.
We've seen some of everything tonight. And now here's Unal back on the front foot. Zogaj using the perimeter of the ring. Leaving that jab out there, and there's Unal wrapping that right hand around. Beautiful crisp lead left hook from Altin Zogaj there.
So Zogaj now has decided to box more this round instead of trying to press forward and back Unal up.
I'm interested to see how that strategy works, because again, having seen Altin Zogaj on film, he's an effective enough boxer, but you don't know if he has enough speed or snap on those punches to really discourage Mehmet Unal from a distance. You don't know if he's slick enough to pull this off round after round after round.
He also has a little bit of a tendency now at the moment, Zogaj, to always move left towards Unal's right hand instead of trying to change it up and move towards his right and avoiding that powerful right hand of Unal.
Yeah, you saw him sneak that quick left hook in there. But there's that big left hook to the body again from Mehmet Unal. Right hand to the jaw. Same punch with a lot more force, Matt. And again, Altin Zogaj has a chin, but that punch got his attention.
It's not worked as well as we thought he would behind his jab and his lead hook, but moving around, he seems a little bit more tired than Unal.
And it's also
the fresher shots.
It's also the danger, Matt, in the strategy that you just pointed out, in that he's always moving to his own left towards Mehmet Unal's right hand, and that right hand is a difference maker. Here it is again. And again, Unal coming back to something that Mark Ramsey had been asking him to do early in the fight, which is touch Altin Zogaj up high and then drop that left hook down to the body. Altin Zogaj lands a right hand over Unal's jab. And Unal doing what he loves to do is just cranking up those overhand rights, because eventually one will land.
There might be a little bit of discouraged face from, or facial expression or body language from Zogaj for the first time.
Yes. Oh. Quick inside uppercut from Mehmet Unal. Unal eats a left hook, eats a jab, comes back with a left hook to the body at the bell.
See, when Unal wins rounds big, it's convincing. Zogaj has to do a lot to win the round. It's just been a very, very taxing, demanding physical fight for Altin Zogaj.
You don't go crazy. You take your time and you finish that good. And try to mix your punch a little bit. If you go uppercut, body. If you go body, the shot after, you go with right hook. If you touch here, you finish with this punch, okay? Put two punches, 2-3 punches. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
You need to, come here. Mehmet, you need 2 punches together. Bum, bum, come on, check it. Let's go. Come on, Mehmet.
Right to the head, left to the body.
The bell sounds and we enter round 7 of this title fight, and Mehmet Unal punctuates it early with an overhand right to the jaw. And another one to the cheekbone. Altin Zogaj takes it well. Credit to Altin Zogaj. He told us he had a great chin. We believe him. He was not lying. Because we've seen those exact punches lay people out in this ring.
Unal's corner confident, I think, more and more so that they could actually potentially score a knockdown or a knockout. They're asking Unal to throw 2 punches at a time, not just a single shot.
Well, Matt, considering the pace at which this fight started and the pace at which they're still fighting, it's a surprise that both of these guys are still standing 7 rounds into this fight, as Altin Zogaj lands a straight right, left hook, another straight right. And Unal, again, coming back with those overhand rights, roundhouse rights that have become his calling card.
And so, guys, he seems a little bit outgunned, because even though he might have thought in the second half Unal's power would have started to decrease, it's still a factor. You can see that there's still some sting on those punches.
Yeah, he's hitting Unal clean, but not really affecting him. I think he's more than a little bit outgunned, just pure punching power and pure physical strength.
I will say this, he's making Unal work more than almost any other opponent has.
There's no almost about it. This is the hardest we've seen Mehmet Unal work.
But
for this amount of time.
It's just not enough yet to turn the tide.
Unal lands that roundhouse right to the body, and Altin Zogaj just keeps coming. And one of the questions you might have had about Altin Zogaj heading into this fight is, how serious is he about the sport, given that he gives so much? Big right hand from Mehmet Unal whiplashes Altin Zogaj's head.
Now it came after the jab, though, more in it for 1-2.
What did the corner asking for, right?
Yep.
Put the punches together.
I think we could see another, if you see another jab right hand combination, the guy has a harder time to see it coming.
Unal lands a left hook to the body. So Guy over the top with the right hand. And now they're back at close quarters, where Unal figures to be the more comfortable of the two. You can hear Mark Ramsey asking Mehmet Unal to come back with the right hand. But both these guys, Matt, appear exhausted. Like, the pace as we approach the end of round 7 is really starting to wear on both of them, but it appears to be wearing more heavily on Altin Zogaj.
Absolutely. Zogaj now has to be discouraged. Nothing he can do to keep Unal off him.
You have to listen to me. Give me water. Take water. Mehmet. Hello? I want you to opposite that usually. You don't start strong because he's fresh. You understand? I want you to go with good defense. You work him a little bit. Last half of the round, last 1 minute 30. Now we finish, when he's tired, we finish strong.
We're gonna tell you.
I'm gonna tell you. When it's 1 minute 30, I will tell you. Until that, I want good defense and work this guy. Just make sure that he's tired. I will tell you when.
Keep your energy.
Come on,
Keep your energy.
come on, man.
And so, Matt, as we begin round 8, you heard Mark Ramsey in the corner telling Mehmet Unal that he'll give him the signal at the halfway point in the round, and that's when he wants him to turn it on. He wants a faster second half than the first half. In the distance running world, you call that a negative split. So we'll see if he's able to negative split this 8th round.
Very interesting there. That terminology, never heard of it, to be honest. Morgan told a few seconds ago. Now in for Altin Zogaj, there's just very little that we've seen in the last few rounds to believe that Mehmet Unal will not keep pushing. It will not be, I think it might be a question now, really, that we'll see a knockdown soon.
And there's that straight right hand snapping Altin Zogaj's head back. And Altin Zogaj, the finish point I was making in the previous round, in some ways could just come across to you as an influencer, an online content creator who happens to box. But even in getting this far, under this relentless assault from Mehmet Unal, has sort of proven himself to be a boxer first and a content creator second.
And regardless of what happens here, Zogaj is going to have to be taken a close look by the doctors post-fight.
Yes. Big left hand downstairs from Mehmet Unal. Again, just relentless coming forward. So far, unable to really buzz Altin Zogaj with one punch, but the damage is accruing.
And this is the 90-second mark where they told Mehmet Unal in the corner, you can open up offensively.
Two punch, not one. No punch, no punch.
So we'll see, to continue the distance running analogy, if Mehmet Unal has a finishing kick in this round. But Altin Zogaj fighting back, but he was also in retreat. He also appears exhausted.
Push this guy, come on! Go fast!
Altin Zogaj is undefeated, proud fighter, but he's very tired now at this stage. Oh, if I'm the corner, I'm starting to think about stopping this fight.
Snaps Altin Zogaj's head all the way back, and another one turns him sideways. One more, and here's this finishing kick that Mark Ramsey had asked for as Altin Zogaj covers up in the corner.
Oh, mouthpiece is out.
Huge right hand ejects Altin Zogaj's mouth guard. Referee Steve Saint-Germain is ruling that a knockdown. I didn't see his knees or gloves touch the ground, but Saint-Germain has a better angle at it, has a better angle for it than we do.
He's claiming that the ropes held him up.
Okay, that makes sense. Now here's a much-needed reprieve, a welcome reprieve. Huge right hand from Mehmet Unal. Altin Zogaj staggered, barely hanging on the bell. Saves Altin Zogaj. And Matt, there was the knockdown you said was coming.
If I was the corner, instead of giving him the mouthpiece, I would have stopped this fight.
Yes, and they're within their rights to stop this fight right now.
Let's see what happens here, but this is no good news right now.
And also, Steve Saint-Germain is within his rights to stop this fight right now.
I agree more, but always as the corner, you should know their fighter more than anybody else.
Yes.
Put your punch together.
And Altin Zogaj is slumped over in the corner.
Boom, don't stop. You just need to work a little bit. Referee will stop this fight. Deep breath. Come on, now breathe.
There was that right hand, Matt, to the forehead that preceded the right hand that ejected.
So this is where they felt the ropes held him up. His mouthpiece was way gone by then. Boom.
There it is.
In the crowd, almost like Jarrell Miller's toupee last week.
You know, but that was a heads-up call by Steve Saint-Germain because the ring post did hold Altin Zogaj up.
His legs are not steady.
And somehow, incredibly, we reach round 9 of this fight. Altin Zogaj fighting back, but again, a sizzling overhand right to the jaw. Altin Zogaj goes straight to the canvas. There is no need to count. That is an unambiguous ending. Mehmet Unal, round after round, he had a guy across from him who said he could take his punch and proved for a few rounds he could take his punch. Mehmet Unal just kept banging. That right hand kept landing. Altin Zogaj is tough. Mehmet Unal's right hand is tougher. A thrilling, unambiguous, emphatic knockout victory for Mehmet Unal. And we can only hope that Altin Zogaj, who has been so brave and so tough, is okay.
Well, it was an unnecessary ending, Morgan.
Yes.
That should never have come out for that next round. There was no hope in the way he was fighting the last few rounds. He just had been knocked down severely. I can't believe the corner let him go out of that and ends up now getting hurt and badly knocked out.
You saw... Go ahead, Matt.
It's a finishing knockout highlight reel for Mehmet Unal, but it was just a matter of time before that was going to happen. What did they see in the last 2 rounds that have any indication that Altin Zogaj was going to do anything? His legs were completely finished even before the round started.
Yeah, and as we were discussing, to see Altin Zogaj in the corner between rounds, he wasn't sitting up straight. He was leaning to one side. He had taken a savage beating at the tail end of round 8. And to your point, Matt, didn't show anything at the end of that round to indicate that he would make a comeback in round 9. Certainly did not look in the corner like somebody who was set to come out in round 9 and even this fight up. And against a puncher with the power and the determination and the raw physical strength of Mehmet Unal, that's a dangerous game to play. Now they're trying to keep him on that stool.
No, it's a dangerous sport, Morgan. We know all the time, of course, that boxing is a violent sport, but you try to limit the damage within that realm of violence. And as working the privilege of having worked corners with Hall of Famers like Russ Amber, you know that your guy is not going to win this fight. I just hate seeing that stupidity from the corner of letting him go out when you saw clearly that he was done.
Yeah, and as a corner man, you know your fighter, and some fighters, that is just their attitude. I would rather be knocked out than have you stop the fight. Maybe they're Deontay Wilder. I'll fire you, Mark Breland, if you stop the fight. But at the same time, to your point, maybe as the trainer, you have to be willing to take that risk when the alternative is, you know, a highlight reel knockout for Mehmet Unal, but some serious damage if you're Altin Zogaj. And this is one of these knockouts, Matt, that, you know, and we've seen them in this ring before. It's very different, but also reminiscent of Osles Iglesias versus Evgeny Shvedenko, when you had this highlight reel knockout and a guy on the canvas like Moreno Fendero versus Carlos Ronero a couple years ago. Different circumstances in the sense that their corners did not just send them out to what was assuredly this type of knockout, but at the same time, a definitive, unambiguous, explosive knockout.
Chronomètre officiel, 12 secondes du 9e round. L'arbitre Steve Saint-Germain arrête le combat, déclarant le gagnant par KO. Ladies and gentlemen, official time, 12 seconds of round number 9. Referee Steve Saint-Germain stops the fight, declaring the winner by knockout, and still WBC and now the WBA Continental Light Heavyweight Champion, Mehmet Unal.
And so Mehmet Unal adds one more knockout to the ledger. Again, a bit of a muted celebration, and it makes sense because you as a professional fighter, you want to win, you want to entertain, you want to score knockouts, but you don't necessarily want to put people on stretchers. But this is the situation now. Altin Zogaj is awake, he's alert, he's conversing with Mehmet Unal, but from a precautionary standpoint, looks like they have to put him on this backboard, wheel him out of here on the stretcher, take him someplace for some medical evaluation. Matt.
Absolutely. I mean, we talked about this halfway through the fight where we said that he's going to have to take a close look. The doctors would at Altin Zogaj, regardless of what was going to happen, just because of the nature of the violence of that fight. Then he gets knocked down with the ropes holding him up, with the mouthpiece flying out. He was already starting to see the discouragement on his, basically his body language, his face, by knowing that Unal, he couldn't keep him off him. This is a guy who only has 9 knockout wins and 17 career wins, so he's not known for that one-punch power reversal. Unal's undefeated. And then the corner gives him the mouthpiece. He gets drilled again to end that round, and his legs are still wobbly, and he goes out for the 9th. And of course, what was bound to happen, happened. And I can't blame Steve Saint-Germain, the referee in this case, because if the corner lets him go, there was no reason for Steve to stop it right away. But Unal puts on an emphatic performance. Strong, does rounds like he wanted to do. And he's a menace in the light heavyweight division, even though he is definitely not the most technical fighter of all time. He is a brute force and showed that he could carry his power in the later rounds.
No, he is. To your first point, Matt, I mean, what mystifies me is the idea that Altin Zogaj's corner looked at him between rounds and saw him leaning to the side and leaning on the ring corner post for support and still decided to send him back out there. Again, as you keep pointing out, he did not look set to jump back into this fight. And knowing his skill set heading into this fight, you knew he wasn't about to land one punch and turn this whole thing around. As for Mehmet Unal, he is improving. He's still really raw in a lot of ways. He might run into the person who's going to exploit that and really make him pay. He has just not met that person yet.
That type of power we saw from Mehmet Unal tonight, and that type of style. Now, in a small ring like this, there's not too many guys that you think it's a walk in the park for them to face Unal. Think about it, Morgan. Even if Albert Ramirez was scheduled to be the final tonight, if he's facing Mehmet Unal, I don't think it's a walk in the park for Albert Ramirez. The way that Unal brings that type of brute strength and power in a small ring. Now, if he fights Unal in a 20-by-20 ring, that will be, I think, complicate things because it's a smaller ring, so it's easier for him to kind of take 2 steps leading, and he's already there, and he's going to be powerful. But that's going to be the next step also against guys who have better boxing ability in a bigger ring. Now, it won't happen at the casino, but if it does happen at some point, it'll be interesting to see the next steps. If he fought a guy like Richards tonight, he was supposed to fight Albert Ramirez, that would have been a very different technical fight. I'd love to see that with Unal, but he's going to be involved in some major fun scraps.
Yeah, we don't call this ring small, Matt. We call it casino size.
That's right. I forgot about that one more.
But yeah, the thing about this win is, yes, it puts Mehmet Unal like onto people's radars in ways that he might not have been before. And there's really nowhere for him to go now except into the top 10, top 8 of the division, but we know who's up there. And the people that are up there are the people who are fast enough, strong enough, skilled enough, savvy enough, in theory, to exploit some of the rawness that we see on display from Mehmet Unal every time out. But he is a tremendously entertaining fighter. Because of those, not in spite of those flaws, not in spite of his jagged edges, but because of them.
And one of the aspects of building a fighter like this is that who's going to want to face him? Now, we're back in this situation, which we've seen before. Osle Iglesias is the perfect candidate of somebody who's going to go, okay, how much are you going to have to pay for people to come in and face a guy like Mehmet Unal, unless, of course, it's for a world rank level type fight. And now he's been, tonight, I believe the stoppage was officially in the 8th round, and he's been scheduled for 10-round fights now for 6 or 7 of those. So he is now a name to keep in mind. It's been a little bit forgotten at times, but imagine a guy like Mehmet Unal against Imam Katayev, how much that would be violence. But, of course, with both guys with Eye of the Tiger, I don't think that would happen anytime soon.
Yeah, and there'd have to be, as Camille Estefan, who we just saw a minute ago, has said about Osle Iglesias, it's going to take big money to get people to want to take those assignments. But guess what? It takes a little less than big money to get a season ticket to the rest of the Eye of the Tiger season, March 5th, April 9th, June 4th, September 3rd, November 12th. All those dates guaranteed. We will be right back here at Casino Montreal. And if you are interested, get your tickets early, because the one thing we know about this place is that it does sell out often, and there might actually be a few more dates sprinkled in there depending on what happens with Christian and Billy, depending on what happens with Osle Iglesias. It's an exciting time to be a boxing fan in Canada, exciting time to be a boxing fan in Montreal, Matt.
And one of the fights that we're waiting on is Osle Iglesias. He could be a card that's added in. What's going to happen eventually with Christian and Billy's next fights? I don't think the next one for Billy will be in Quebec, but it will be, I think, at some point, one of his title defenses, provided, of course, he keeps the belt. Could happen in Quebec City, which is one of the spots that has the capacity to hold 10 to 15,000 fans.
10 to 15,000 fans. The crowd here is not quite that big, but it is loud, it is raucous, it is dedicated. It'll be heavily tilted in favor of Steve Bang Bang Butler on March 5th, because that's when we'll be back. Stephen Butler takes on an increasingly familiar face around here, Ramadan Hosseini. Had the draw against Shamil Katayev, the upset win against Alexander Gaumont. Back for one more assignment. Ramadan Hosseini undefeated so far in Quebec, but Stephen Bang Bang Butler by far his toughest test.
And one of the aspects of that entire card, Morgan, is not just that fight. It will be very exciting, because we saw even with Butler, he's never in a dull fight. Stylistically, also, one of his friends is Alexandre Gaumont. They'll try to avenge his friend's loss, of course, a few months ago. Guys like Christopher Guerrero back in action, John Arobio. We're going to see the debut of Eye of the Tiger, of Leonard Perez, the cruiserweight, who's a world-ranked fighter. A lot of exciting names on that card.
I'm looking forward to the entirety of that card, and I hope you are too. And if you're still with us, congratulations. You made it to the final bell. For Matt Cassavant, this is Morgan Campbell signing off, and we will see you next month.